Alright guys, so some of you may have been wondering, or may not have been wondering, how my birthday went this week. Honestly, it sucked. For the most part. I mean, just to sum it up, the main reason is because my phone ended up breaking. So that means that I have no connection with media when I'm not home, and also I can't take any pictures because that's how I take all my pictures. So I haven't done any displaying this week. I'm very, 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 very upset about that because I have all these ideas in my head and nothing has worked at all for me yet. So anywho, yeah, that was the main thing that was really bad. So don't have a phone, and not that I really expected anything at all, but I didn't get anything really for my birthday. Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend got me stuff that's unrelated to anything that I can show you, is really. And the money that my parents gave me, I used to get a new phone. So yeah, I really technically didn't get anything, and I didn't get anything from any friends or other family members. So I'm not here to complain or whatever, but I'm just trying to tell you why I don't have anything for you for this week. So I decided to do something with this week that kind of will make up for the rest of, or the last couple of weeks where I kind of been stagnant. So anyway, this idea, or the idea for this episode, is to make it a complete crack it open episode. A whole episode dedicated to just opening figures. If you don't want to sit through that, I understand. You know, but I really don't have anything else for this week. So I have a pile of figures here that I've been wanting to open, wanting to check out, see, you know, what is up, you know, how cool they are with this, that, and the other thing, and I'll go through it. But since I have so many, I'm going to try and keep it to some type of a minimum, you know, not like a full review, and not like, oh, cool, and then, you know, throw the figure to the side. No, I'm just going to actually go over what's kind of cool about these things. So before I start, I just want to show you guys one thing that I did this week, other than break my phone and whatever. Pretty much the only productive thing I did was I wanted to try out making dioramas. So I created a little like tile floor kind of thing for a project that I want to work on, and I wanted it to look really old and like beat up and not perfect. Like all the lines are kind of crazy and there's dents and dings in the floor. So I pretty much took this piece of pink foam and I used that wood cutting tool, or wood burning tool, to cut the lines. Now, disclaimer, I want to let you guys know ahead of time, do not use the wood burner. I don't recommend it. The wood burner actually gave off some fumes when it was cutting through the styrofoam, so it can make you sick. So don't use it. Use a knife or something. I don't know. Don't. I'm not gonna tell you what to use. But anyway, so I cut some inch by inch tiles into this so that, you know, I can make a floor for figures. And I base coated it black, and then put a heavy gray dry brushing on top, so you can still see the black, but there's gray in there too. So anyway, this is just like a quick little attempt. That's why like this one side is very different from this side. It was just like kind of a trial and error kind of thing. So that's my results of my little trial and error. Depending on whether I'm going to use this or not, I don't know. Who knows? So, yeah. that's about it. So anyway, I'm gonna get this started. I'm just gonna go right into this and start cracking. All right, so quickly before I get right into this, which I was going to do originally, I noticed something. I have two Morbius here. Morbius 1, Morbius 2, whatever. We'll take a look at Morbius 1. Check out his face real quick. Alright. Yeah, we know it's all beat up and mangled and looks really, you know, whatever. Okay, ready? Now look at the second one. Noticing anything different? The eyes are blacked on this one, and they are not on this one. They are both completely sealed packages and legit Toy Biz Marvel Legend products. Well, Spider-Man Classic products. And it looks like, by looking at the pictures and the art and the backs and stuff, that this is how he is supposed to look with the eyes being blacked out. But this is kind of cool, you know? It's just like a variation in a way. It's almost like a variant, but not a variant. This actually, in my opinion, looks kind of cooler. I mean, I would like a little bit of black shading around the eyes, but this is cooler than, you know, Alice Cooper over here, so yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So I will not be opening either one of these now that I noticed that, so everything else is fair game. Alright, so we're gonna start with the Marvel Universe, whatever, big figure Galactus guy. I don't know if you guys remember when I first got this back in a couple episodes or so. I said I kind of didn't really care for it. You know, I have the other Galactus and all. So anyway, I decided that I was gonna just open this guy up, get him out of his box, check him out, and see how cool he is. So, I just wanted to check out the box, kind of. This guy must have been like really beat up in the store, because he's got the box is kind of destroyed. There's like some type of circle indentation right here. Nice art though. I'm not sure who the artist is. It's not something I really am able to recognize yet, is who drew what. But I do like the inks in the art. It looks really good, especially Silver Surfer. He's such a good character that you can use inks on. But anyway, got some advertising and stuff. It's kind of cool. Top of the box. I think, what did I pay for it? $30. I think he's definitely worth $30 just, you know, just looking at him, because he's a big figure and he's electronic and it's just kind of neat, you know. Why did this is what I don't understand. I don't know if anybody else has ever caught this on the back of here, but there's Extremis Iron Man right here, and then Classic Iron Man right here, right next to each other. Oh, and then there's, what is that, Bleeding Edge? Yeah, Bleeding Edge Iron Man over here, about to attack Galactus, it looks like. Who else would be in their suits? I just don't get it, you know? Doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to see if there's any other Iron Man figures right here. Maybe they just want to put this whole series that came out like when he came out. I don't know, because I'm not seeing like a certain number of characters that I've noticed, you know, before. But anyway, I don't know. I don't really care much about, you know, what's what. So I think that's Bucky cap right there, which is from the Captain America line. I don't think did he have a single card in Marvel Universe? I don't know. Anyway, you guys are listening to me mumble here. It looks like somebody opened him. This is loser here. But anyway, I'm gonna check this guy out. Oh, okay. So there's some tape right here. Duh. Something I should have recognized. Just looking at him now, like, it just looks really cool. He's a big dude. That's one thing I really like is big action figures, because, you know, they're just gonna be cool. You know, just their sheer size is what makes them cool. You know, and this guy has cool articulation, from what I know, and also he has lights and sounds. So lights and sounds is always a good thing, you know, fun factor. And I think, like, you know, if you decide to get rid of a figure like this, there's always a market for him. Somebody will want him, no matter what. What's the worst that can happen? You can either, you know, lose a couple bucks or whatever. It's not a big deal. Ow, I hate these scissors, man. Every time I use them, I pinch myself. It drives me crazy. I'm trying to outsmart these scissors so I don't pinch myself. I probably look like an idiot. Alright, I think I got everything cut. I see what I did. Huh, oh well. I'm gonna leave the top secret file there for a second. Get this guy out. See if I get Silver Surfer out without breaking. That's kind of cool the way they put this in here. Alright, now that that's out, plastic's out of the way, I'm going to take a look at Silver Surfer right now first. And, I mean, I know this is pretty much the standard Marvel Universe body mold that's been used since, you know, the beginning. But, I mean, overall, it looks really good with this character. I wish his head was a little bit bigger. It kind of looks goofy. Maybe it's the neck, I don't know. If you guys can see what I'm talking about there. It's not a big deal, though. And I do like the paint on this guy. He's very Silver Surfer-esque. And you know what? He kind of reminds me more of the Fantastic Four movie style, where he's like a darker tinge. Oh, and his surfboard, which, why, I don't know why they would just make this the flat kind of gray, you know, compared to him. It kind of doesn't look uniform. I don't know if his board isn't the same color as him. I always thought it was the same color as he is. But, you know, I'm not going to get him to stand on his board. It's just getting on my nerves. It's one reason I don't like Marvel Universe. I just can't stand the limitations. It's like you just have to deal with the figures being tiny and hard to pose, and when you do get them in the right pose, they fall over because they're so tiny. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna rant to you guys about my thoughts on Marvel Universe right now. Okay, so it looks like there's instructions in here to go with this dude. More bull crap. There we go. Okay. So after I probably bent this all up, it's out of the way. What is this? Enter your code. Okay, so this is the code for him, I guess. here's the replacing batteries, and here's the file. So, Galactus. Oh, come on, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff I don't want to rip, you know? This is the kind of stuff I somewhat care about. Because this is the coolest part, I think, of the whole thing, is that they actually come with little files like this. You know, he's got like a, kind of like a trading card in a way. Which I wish they would have made it like a real card and not this, it's like thicker paper. Because the art, for one thing, is really cool. Kind of looks like a midget there, though. And just a little bio of him. He's 28 feet tall and 9 inches. But it varies. Or his sex varies. Which one? You guys tell me. Obviously I'm kidding, but anyway. So a little thingamajiggy here. I'm not going to go over this much longer. We already spent way too much time on him by himself. Really cool art in here. I don't know if anybody else who owns this figure has noticed this, but I mean, this is some cool stuff. Especially the big picture of Galactus right here. It's really, really neat. It's a shame something like this gets, like, you know, thrown out there. It's not really, has no use. So trash is getting thrown in there and put out the way. And we're gonna focus on this dude. So I'm guessing he says a ton of phrases, so I'm not gonna go over the whole him saying a bunch of different things. But you know, this dude's big. Like this is what a figure feels like, you know? He's huge. Feels great. He's got some cool double jointed knees. Doesn't look like to bend very far though, but that just could be that. One time right there. So anyway, some fairly good articulation. I mean, I'm just going over what I can see really. Double jointed elbows. What the heck? That could be the mold release. If you guys see the thing above his elbow there. Could be just from the mold release, I don't know. Good thing it's on the back of the arms though. Alright, so he retains articulation in his head like the, let's see if I can move the camera up a little bit. There we go. Kind of like the Sentinels have articulation in their heads, even though they have electronics in their heads. So it's kind of cool. All the detail in the mask is really neat. All the chin area and the helmet here. So the volume on this is pretty nice, and the voice that he has is really epic sounding. So to me, that is a plus with this figure. You know, I want something believable. Well, not that I'm going to be doing much with them, but it's just cool to have. Okay, so there's something that I noticed with this figure that I absolutely hate, okay? They tend to do Hasbro. I don't know if this is... I think this is Masterworks, but I don't know if they're... how affiliated they are with Hasbro. So, one thing I noticed that they do that drives me insane is that they do this with Transformers. Is when a figure has light up features like eyes and chest or hands, like whatever it may be, they tend to put the translucent color of the eyes and all that right. Like, for instance, Galactus has blue eyes, blue gems, and a big blue back of his head. So, when you press the button, why does his eyes light up orangey yellow? Now, if he had yellow eyes, I would expect the yellow plastic. This drives me absolutely crazy. Like when they put out Optimus Prime, the big one from the movie, he had green eyes. Optimus's eyes are blue. Like it's almost like something that anybody knows that. Like it's an obvious thing. And how much more would it cost for you to install blue LEDs instead of green, or in this case orangey yellow? Okay, so like I was saying, that drives me crazy. It really does. It's something that I absolutely cannot stand, and I wish they would have just put in like white LEDs if that's the case, you know? Like why? Just don't get it. It does not make any sense to me. Who's telling you to do this? Galactus is not happy. Alright, so that's it for Galactus. On to up next, a figure that I really wanted for a while. I'm sure you guys listened to me complain about this way too much, of how bad I wanted this figure. So now that I have her, in the all blue version, all whatever solid blue, pin-apps are better on this figure. I just like the classic version a little bit more, just because it reminds me of the old X-Men cartoon. You know, that's just when it was relevant to how I knew who this character was, you know, Mojo Vision and all. So anyway, I finally get to open her up because this is the only one that I have, and I don't really care about keeping my figures in the boxes. Only the ones, you know, only select ones that, you know, are just unnecessary for me to open, or are just like too valuable personally and money wise. Man, I am just talking up a storm today. I don't shut up. You're probably not gonna get to see me fast forward through any of these opening the boxes thing. Oh, I forgot to go over the box. Well, you guys know probably already. Red Hulk series. I don't know why they numbered them. I guess because she's the head. I don't know, but she's number 1 apparently. So a lot of good figures in this wave, except for this guy. Good thing I don't own him, because I could really care less. Do want this Wolverine really bad. So some good figures here. A little bio. For those who don't know much about the Spiral, or know her at all, I should say, because I don't know a lot. But she's an awesome kind of like space Viking in a way. Because I know some of you guys are probably like, what? What did you just say? Yeah, she's kind of like this just all around brutal woman with 6 arms. And she works for Mojo, who is that guy on that chair thing with his eyes held open. I wish I would have brought him in here. I should have. But anyway, Mojo owns a kind of like Universal Broadcasting show where he just puts people in situations where they have to survive, kind of like Saw. You know what? He's kind of like Jigsaw in a way, except for Jigsaw doesn't make people fight, but he makes people fight. I don't know. He's kind of like Space Jigsaw in a way. But anyway, she works for him. He pays her, so that's why. I guess that's why she does what she does. But what's cool about her is that she's not necessarily a bad guy. I'm not going to go quoting Wreck-It Ralph right now, but she's not really a bad guy. She just kind of does her job, and it's just her. It's who she is in a way. It's part of her job, so she takes it seriously and does what she has to do because she gets paid. She's not like a villain. Just a chick. You know what? I'm not sure if she's even a mutant. I think she might be because, you know, she's showing up in that new X-Force thingy, the new Marvel Now X-Force, which to me wouldn't make any sense if she wasn't a mutant, just because I thought you had to be a mutant to be an X-Force, but I could be wrong, because Eva, that robot chick, is in X-Force, and she's a robot, not a mutant. Did I say that I've been talking too much today? So anyway, here she is, and, you know, she's a few things aside of being a perfect figure. Comes with cool accessories. I mean, I wish this would come out, but that's not my, you know, that's not my biggest gripe about this figure. Everything about this sword sheath and everything is really, really cool. Detailed, painted, all the above, you know. And then she's got this sword, which is just a different sword. And I think it's cool that she carries different swords, because it kind of makes me think, you know, from the people that she's beat in battle, because she's a master swordswoman. That's what it says on the package. You know, you kind of take their sword and to kind of honor, I don't know, whatever. But this looks like some type of man, I knew I was gonna forget it. It's like friggin' like Aladdin. What was that area? Like, if you guys can answer me right now, you're probably yelling at me, right? Yeah, whatever. I don't know. But it's like one of those kind of like Alibaba swords, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, she comes with this. So accessories, bing, perfect. It's one sign of a perfect figure. 2, removable parts. She has a helmet that can come off, which is really cool. She has 6 arms. Double jointed elbows, details, paint, nice sculpting. Now, what she lacks, and I can get over this part, I can get over the whole double jointed knee, just because, but she needs a thigh swivel. She just needs one. That doesn't look right, because there's a pocket on the front of her pants. If the pocket wasn't there, maybe it would look meh. You know, I can get away with turning her legs, but, you know, this is that early Hasbro kind of articulation, which made me upset. She's missing that, and she's missing a bicep swivel, which is kind of something you would need so that you can move these arms away from each other a little bit better. But I mean, all in all, you can definitely get a ton of decent poses out of her. Luckily, she has wrist swivel. If she didn't, you know, I think it would be harder. And the biggest thing with her is I wish she had flexible hair. That's just like a personal preference here, is with the flexible hair, because it's hard to get her to move her head around, and she doesn't go down, or her head does not go down, and her head does not go up. I mean, it's meant to, because there's a disc there. If you can see under the neck, there's a little disc in there. So it's meant to, but it just doesn't. I mean, I can get over this ab thing, the belt, you know, all the above here. I can even get it over the printing on the legs, which is kind of annoying. But I really wish that she had those little things, just to make her like an amazing figure. She's a great figure, don't get me wrong. Just that would have made it 10 times better. And the variations in hands are really cool too. I think these two hands, even though they look very similar, they're two different molds. This one's definitely different because it's a cybernetic arm. Over here, I think these two might be different, and then you got this pointing finger, or pointing hand, which is cool. So, I mean, not that I would be using her like this that much, and I'd be probably putting the helmet on her. That makes up for the neck articulation, because, I mean, if you had a helmet like this on, you probably could not move your head up and down very well either. Just, you know, saying. And it looks great. I mean, look, the way that her hair comes out the other end. It looks really cool. So, I mean, I could get over all that. That's not a big deal. I just, I wish they could have just taken this one step further, because she's just an awesome character. And if you guys don't know much about her, and you're now interested after me blowing her spot up, you should definitely look her up on, any of the Wikipedias and stuff, and just look at her backstory. Because, I mean, I've read it a bunch of times. I just don't remember everything off the top of my head. I don't know where the she thing goes, so I'm not going to bother with that right now. So anyway, enough rambling about Spiral here. Yeah, like I said, a few things. It would have been great, but overall, great figure. Definitely recommend her. And, I mean, you got a Mojo probably, so what's a Mojo without Spiral? He's just a weakling, so boom. Alright, so next up we got this awesome looking, clear, translucent, whatever, Super Skrull. It's supposed to represent the whole Invisible Woman-like thing, whatever. Anyway, whatever. Decided to open this guy just because the packaging isn't, in the best condition, and, whatever. I want a clear one, and I'm not worried about something being in the package. So this is the Fantastic Four Classics Super Skrull here. There's 3 variations of this figure. One like this, then the other one was a normally painted figure with the accessories, just, the normal Super Skrull. And then there was a flame one, translucent orange with the a little bit of paint apps. So it's kind of cool that they did this. There was 3 different versions, and you can army build them, which is kind of cool. Now, these Fantastic Four ones are getting very expensive. As you can see, you can probably see this. This says $35, and I believe I got it for $30. I don't really remember exactly, but it's still a lot, for one figure, especially one that you're gonna army build. It's kind of expensive. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, whatever. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna show you guys the back of this. And there's other figures in the line there. That's the Super Skrull I was talking about, the original. Mr. Fantastic with the funny looking smirk there thing. Human Torch with Imp Man or Impossible Man or whatever his name is. Whatever, I don't know. Don't really care, because I'm not a huge fan of the Fantastic Four, but they're okay. And as you can see, this is very, very, very easy to get off the card. It's very simple to pull that right off. A lot of my Fantastic Four classics and what are the other ones? Is it Spider-Man classics or Hulk ones? I don't know. They come right off the card like that. The glue was just not the best kind of glue for that time. There's a cool little save on some comics kind of thing. Now this looks like it's figures back from 07, because this expiration date right here says 3/31/07. So anyway, you can see how they positioned him in the card, or in the plastic, which is kind of cool. They went through a little bit of decision making to make these guys look kind of presentable, when they're putting them out. It's another cool thing that Toy Biz always did. They like presentation, paint, and accessories. That's one thing that they were really awesome. And of course, articulation. I mean, that's just a given right there. But yeah, I have a couple of Super Skrulls already, but I did not have a clear one. So this is my first clear one, or whatever, translucent. I'm going to call him clear because I'm going to end up doing that probably throughout this whole thing. So almost done with these twist ties, aka Spider-Man webbing, aka whatever you want to use them for. the multi-uses. So, that's almost out. I know you guys are probably dreading the sound of this plastic creaking. But this guy has that new figure smell. It smells really good. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm noticing something very strange about this guy. His thighs, where it's kind of discolored, you can see right there, or maybe you cannot, I don't know. They're kind of sticky. Is there a piece of paper? Maybe this? That's not doing any justice, but it's kind of sticky in a way. It's weird. So, I'm going to be careful with this guy because I don't want to break him, of course. But overall, he looks really good. The sculpting on these guys are awesome. If you don't own a Super Skrull, I suggest you do. Very, very cool. Cool figure, like, all around. Oh, this is making me nervous. It seems like some of the parts of the body is frosted, like the arms over here and over here, and then from the knee down. But you can see that he's got some crazy bowed legs right there. So I'm trying to move the knee articulation without breaking this guy. Yeah, it's moving. It's just being a little bit of a pain in the butt. But these guys are fully articulated in every area that you would possibly want. Toes, ankles, you know, all the above. His head is a little limited just because of the way the neck goes right here. But, you know, he goes side to side, up and down, and lovable ab crunch right there. Sounds like I'm breaking them. But, for those who don't know, they have interchangeable arms, which is this one right here. It's like a punching fist, no articulation at all, just there would be a swivel right here at the bicep. Very cool detailing, the stone flame stretch, you know. And then this one has the opening and closing hand and an elbow joint. So, cool. The way you swap it out is you just pull apart right here, and the pegs on these things, I don't know, I'm going to try and do it on camera, are made so that you could pull them on and off. Like, they're, as you can see, they're kind of big. It fits right in this joint on the arm. So you would just put this right on there, and I'm not going to push because it's like I'm over the camera, but you just push and it would click in. So it's very simple. Let's see if I get this one back on. There you go. But yeah, so invisible super Skrull. That's kind of sticky, and it's not able to stand because he's bow-legged. But okay, cool. All right, so the long-awaited Sabretooth that I still have not opened. This is one of the first figures I got when I started buying Marvel Legends on a regular. If you go all the way back in one of the first couple of episodes, I get a huge haul from one of my buddies who has sold me a lot of his figures, and this was one of them. And what I didn't notice, because he was going to be a mint on card figure, just because the card is very nice looking, and you know, I don't know, I just wanted him to be mint on card, was that he has this huge crease because they folded him into a box like this. So he just what can I do with that now? So one of my favorite things to do is to open Toy Biz figures. I love Toy Biz figures. I love opening them. I love everything about them. So this is Series 5 Sabretooth. Very cool. Goes great with well, I wouldn't know yet because this is my first one and I didn't open it yet. But anyway, I would suppose that it goes great with Wolverine and looks good, and you know, you can put him in a bunch of cool fighting poses, this, that, and the other thing. This series in particular came with pieces from like a destroyed Sentinel and a comic book. So, like I said in the scroll unboxing thing, is that Toy Biz always delivered, you know, very well. So here we have the back. Not all the figures came with those Sentinel pieces, by the way. I just was saying that other figures came with it. Anyway, a little bio, this, that, and the other thing in the series: Blade, Silver Surfer, Sabretooth, Nick Fury, Mr. Fantastic, and Colossus. I think only missing out of that series, I think I'm only missing Mr. Fantastic and Blade. Which I'm not in a hurry to get, because Blade is a movie series figure, and Mr. Fantastic is part of the Fantastic Four, which I really don't care about, so hate me, I don't care. Anyway, so I'm going to cut this guy open. I'm going to try not to cut the comic, just in case there's any good cutouts in there, and I don't want to ruin them. Another thing, well, when I get this open, I can kind of show you a little bit better, but like I said, they come with comics, right? Well, these comics are not for resale comics. They're not really worth anything. At least I don't think so. So, if you're wondering where you can get some cutouts for your ACBA pictures, you can't go wrong with the comics that come in these Toy Biz figures. You know, there's probably some really good dialogue in there, some good effects, and, you know, all that stuff. So, there we go. Pulled this comic out. X-Men featuring Sabretooth. Probably really cool. See, not for resale. Who knows? Who knows if they're any good, but I'm going to put that aside for now. And here is the base. This looks like it was a foot, maybe, to a Sentinel. This looks like the toe. Really cool detail. A bunch of little sprockets and wires and things that move. You know, like, that's cool that moves. Pistons and all kinds of neat detail, gravel, rocks, and peg holes for your character. I'm only seeing 2 right now. There could be more than 2 peg holes here, but a lot of the bases came with multiple peg holes on them, so that you can put them in almost any position that you want. So I'm just going to move this for the time being, because we already went over that, and then we'll get Sabretooth out. Now the packaging is very light. Got that base is out of there. Alright, so Sabretooth is out, and he has no twist ties to hold him in, which I'm very surprised. Alright. New figure smell. It reminds me of when I opened all my Ninja Turtles on Christmas that one year when I was little. It smells so good. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys do this too, but it's just awesome, you know. Memories. Anyway. Okay, so we're gonna get him into somewhat of a standing position so I can talk a little bit about him. Alright, so this mold may look familiar, or maybe it doesn't. So I'm gonna show you guys in a second who shares this mold, and it works very well for both characters in my opinion. It is this guy, Sinister 6 Venom. Shares the same mold as our buddy Sabretooth over here. One thing that really gives it away, other than the claws, is the elbows, because the elbows have those fins on them. This guy's kind of loose. But as you can see, like, even though these are the same mold, they look like totally different figures, which I love that. You know, I love that Toy Biz was able to execute the differential, whatever, you get what I'm saying. Trying to like show like a difference between each figure when they were making it. Like, you know, obviously the chest here has fur on it that goes around to the back, and there's a different head and an obviously a different paint scheme than Venom over there. So really cool. I really dig this figure. Awesome finger articulation and awesome sculpt, paint, facial expression. You know, he just looks really cool. And like I said, get him fighting, you know, brown suit Wolverine or something. It would just look really good. You can do a lot of stuff with him. Alright, so I'm going to end this here because I believe I went on with the whole cracking things open for too long. Longer than I really expected and wanted. So, with that said, I'm going to save the rest of the figures and maybe have more for next week. So, as always, you know, guys, comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if there's anything I can do different, you know. That's why I didn't have any material for this week. That's why I decided to do this. And those of you who stuck through all of this, thank you. Thank you for, you know, sticking by me and you know, supporting my stuff. And yeah. So next week I'm going to try and have things a little bit different. I'll have my phone. Not that that makes this any different, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, come join us on the ACBA group community on Facebook. Add me on Facebook while you're at it. And every now and then, alright, not every now and then, honestly almost every day, we do Google Hangouts. So just look out for them. Ask me about them if you want to get in and chat with us via video and all that. We talk figures, we talk life. It's just a bunch of friends hanging out and having a good time. Nothing, you know, we don't discriminate or make people feel like they're unwanted or belittled or anything. So anyway, I believe I covered almost everything. So thank you guys again, and have a good night.